I was just forced to take a coronavirus test for my school. I woke up this morning to an email that said you have been selected to participate in Penn State's mandatory COVID-19 asymptomatic surveillance program. The university is conducting mandatory surveillance testing to help assess the health of our students and employees who have returned to a campus location or a surrounding campus community. I had to go to class after I read this email, so whatever, I was up at about 8 till 9 o'clock. My class was over, and I figured I would, the first available test was to be able to, I was able to go down at 9 o'clock, and it was just about 9 o'clock, but I figured, you know what, I'll give myself some time. I'll set it for 9:30, then I'll go make some cinnamon rolls or something. Well, I scheduled the test for 9:30. And after I submitted it, it said, all right, here are the rules. You're not allowed to eat or drink or brush your teeth half an hour before the test. So that threw me off. That made me a little upset. I purposely set the test back a half an hour so that I could eat. And now it says I can't eat within another half an hour. I should have just scheduled the test for 9 o'clock, gone down, been back at 9:05, and eaten. Whatever. It's over with now. I'm all done now. I got into the lobby. It was in one of the campus buildings. I got into the lobby and I had to check in. And the one kid there was, there was a kid behind the desk, signing people in, whatever. I was the only one in the lobby. I said, hey, where's room 220 at? And he's like, what? I was like, room 220, where's it at? And he said, you're going to go down this hallway. And it didn't point to any hallway. There's 3 different hallways in this building. That's why I was a little confused. He said, you're going to go down this hallway. There's a staircase. You're going to go up that, back down the hallway, and it'll be on your left. You'll find it. And he just said, you'll find it. I figured, all right, that may be true, but I'm asking you because I don't think I will find it. Whatever, not a big deal. So I found it. And it was just this lady with a bunch of weird envelopes that said, hey, your test is in here. You have to go home and do it yourself. Join a Zoom call with some doctor, and she'll walk you through how to test yourself for this coronavirus. I went home, opened up this package, signed into the Zoom meeting, and this lady told me to spit into a vial until enough spit was in it that it filled up to like a black line at the top of the vial. So I was spitting, hawking loogies into this thing, one after another. My spit was real foamy, because after about 2 big, loogies, it gets all just gross and foamy. And she goes, just smash it on the table. Pop those bubbles. So my spit was all foamy. I was spitting into this cup. And then it got up to the line. Even the spit was at the line, and the foam made it go over the line. And I showed it to her on the Zoom call with my crappy computer camera. She goes, no. It can't just be the foam. It has to be over the line. Which it was. But I'm not one to start confrontation, so I just kept spitting in this thing like a freaking broken fire hydrant. And I smashed it down on the table, popping these bubbles. Finally, she told me I had to put this cap on it that released like some weird liquid seal into my spit and made it all blue. And she was complaining that I wasn't doing it right, that I wasn't screwing the lid on tight enough, which it was as tight as it could go. I'm a very strong person. But this was about as tight as it could get. She goes, no, you have to do it more, which I don't know how she knew that. I showed her the seal. There was absolutely no more lid left to screw it onto. She's like, no, it has to go more. It has to click. And the blue dye was already leaking into the spit, so I knew it was working. Nothing was falling. I wasn't covered in spit over here, so I knew it was doing its job right. But apparently I was still doing it wrong, whatever. And then I had to put it into this freaking biohazard bag. Put that biohazard bag into a box, and then put that box into a big UPS slider. Like, this box was probably, I don't know, 3 by 5 or something. Nothing big, but the UPS bag was about 3 feet long, and it had like a big biohazard symbol on it, and I had to go walk that down now to the freaking UPS drop-off at school. Whatever, just a big chunk of my day was just ruined by this coronavirus. Also, I'm pretty sure I've had coronavirus like 2 times, at least. But when they were asking me for my symptoms, they didn't say, have you had these symptoms? They just said, do you have them right now? So I said no, even though a week ago I had every single one of the symptoms on the list, except for the bottom one was, I don't know, something weird. I'm sorry I even brought it up. I can't even remember what it said. Something weird. But everything else was just normal stuff. Like, oh, have you had trouble breathing? You ever have watery eyes? You ever feel tired? Just overall gloominess? Like, all right, how lenient are we gonna be on these freaking, I don't know, requirements here to be able to say whether or not I do have coronavirus? I don't know. It's all kooky. We're living in a crazy time, folks. Not that me saying that's gonna prove it. I'm sure I'm a little late to the train here. I don't know if this is saying. Anyway, White Coffee, episode 1 of season 3, I guess. Season 2 came and went real quick. We had about 3 episodes there. It just wasn't working. Jason was working. It was too tough to try to work a schedule out. I had school every day. I don't know. I didn't want to bother. But now I get pretty much all my Tuesdays and Thursdays off. So hopefully, right now, I'm recording Tuesday. Hopefully by Thursday this episode will be up. And, we'll bring the following back. We were getting a couple hundred views per episode, but we'll see. We'll see if that slowly gets back to our average. I'm sure right now I'll only get about 3 views on this episode before the next one comes out, but that's all right. Of the fans we do have, they're pretty loyal, they seem like. All the people we stole from Tyler. By the way, Tyler doesn't live here anymore. If you're only listening to White Coffee because you saw Tyler was on this channel, he's gone. He's, I think he's in Las Vegas. I don't know. Regardless, White Coffee's back with just me. I guess that's another point. Jason's not here right now, obviously. I wasn't just talking over him the whole time. It's just Harrison. I'm sure this episode will be boring, but hopefully, after long enough, I'll get into a routine where I'm capable of telling stories on my own and giving life lessons to all you great fans out there, just by myself. It's just too tough to try to schedule everything out and be able to get a spare half hour in. I don't like to study or anything, but I'm not going to keep Jason from doing homework or going to work or anything just because I want to do White Coffee. So I'm doing it alone. And it's audio only because making videos of this is a pain in the rump, my friends. I have a garbage, I had Windows Media Player, or whatever the heck, Windows Movie Maker, and using Audacity. I'm still using Audacity. I don't like it one bit, but I don't feel like learning how to use Adobe Premiere yet. So for right now, I'm still using Audacity, which is prone to getting, taking out chunks of 2 seconds of audio at a time. It did that all during White Coffee, and it would make it a pain in the butt to freaking edit, because even when you use the clacker, like the thing at the beginning of the episode, the audio would never line up. Oh my gosh, that's a rabbit hole I don't need to go down right now. It's been a year since I've recorded White Coffee. I don't know why I'm still complaining about the editing. Regardless, I figure it'd be easier if I just do audio only, at least for the time being, until I can figure out how to do it any other way without being such a hassle. I hope you like the new thumbnail. I worked on it in Adobe Illustrator. It took me maybe half an hour, but I figured we deserve a little bit of a new look, even though I think that's what our logo is right now, is that White Coffee mug, but no one really ever looked at it. So I'm going to still consider that the new logo. Anyway, I'm rambling here, but I hope you guys like the new look of White Coffee, the new route we're taking, and hopefully I actually stick with it. If I could make it to at least another 10 episodes, I'll consider it good, but hopefully I can make it to 3,000 episodes. I guess it's been a year. It's been a year since... Whoops, sorry, I dropped a thumbtack. It's been a year since we last talked. Since then, I finished my freshman year of college. I changed my major from civil engineering to electrical engineering. I started working at FedEx as a package handler, which keeps my streak going of having jobs that make me sound like I'm, gay. Don't want to say that. I'm not gay. No, I don't have a problem with anyone that's gay, obviously, but I used to be a meat distributor, meat handler. At Giant, that was a classic job. I was the meat salesman. and now I'm a package handler. So I figure my next job will probably be a fudge packer or a lawyer pro bono, whatever that means. Sorry if you heard that. That was another thumbtack that dropped. I took all my records off my wall. Not that any of you know what I'm talking about. I have a record collection. I used to have them thumbtacked on my wall. And now I took them all out because I'm redecorating my room. But I don't feel like putting the thumbtacks anywhere when I know I'm going to have to take them all back out within another couple of days. So I just have them sitting on my desk, which makes me feel like I'm in a Home Alone sketch or something like that. And I'm going to just try to grab my mouse and then slowly poke my hand with all of these 100 thumbtacks that I just have sitting on my desk. Yeah, crazy. I mean, it's nice to be back in the mantle here. Hopefully, you're not hearing the microphone jingle and jangle. Tyler's gone. Robbie's gone. The only people you ever knew. I guess last episode they were still here. Robbie left us to go be with his lady. Tyler obviously left to go pursue his dreams and being a TikToker. We got a couple new roommates here. Still trying to clock them. I'm not going to talk too loud. They might think I'm crazy talking to myself, so I'm going to keep my voice down a little bit, but they don't seem too bad. I was at an outing the other day with one of them. He invited me to go to a place, and I decided to wear, let's just say, college kid Friday night. Where do you think we went? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the movie Project X, but the kid that organizes the party in that movie name's Costa, and he wears a white shirt with a brown and orange sweater vest. And I think that's a hilarious look for a party. So the last couple of times I've gone out and about, I've worn that outfit. Not in a row, but I've worn it before, and I wore it again this time for the first time going out with this new roommate. And he looked at me and was just like, what are you wearing? And was embarrassed. Embarrassed to be seen with me. And I was embarrassed for him that he's never seen the movie Project X. Additionally, even if you've never seen it, I'm wearing this because I think parties are stupid, my friend. I'm wearing a sweater vest because I'm pretending that I think that I'm supposed to be formal. And even by thinking I'm supposed to be formal, the most formal I go by, the most formal thing I wear is a white shirt and a sweater vest. How is that not funny? I don't know. I don't need to get into it. That's pretty much the whole story, but I thought that was a pretty funny look. If anyone's familiar with me, they know I like to wear stupid things. I wore the Heath Ledger Joker outfit to my junior year homecoming. My senior year homecoming, I wore the 1960s Riddler outfit, suit, with all the green tuxedo with the freaking, not tuxedo, just a suit. Green suit with all the question marks all over it. I thought that was funny. Because I think homecoming's stupid. I thought prom was stupid. I think parties are stupid. So I'm not going to dress up for what I think other people want me to think, or other people think is cool. Because I don't want to be here anyway. I don't care what anyone, not that I don't care what anyone thinks. I care what people I like think, but I don't like any of these people. If these are the kind of people that are just out partying on Friday night in an apartment where they don't know anybody else, and they're just, doing drugs and drinking with a bunch of people they don't know, I'm just like, you guys are weird. I don't want to, obviously, you don't have any sort of priorities, so I'm not going to take your opinion and run my life around it. I'm not opposed to hanging out with these people. Obviously, I went to the party, but I'm not going to let them tell me what's right and wrong. Clearly, they have a skewed perception of what morally is okay. Is anyone else in college here? Any of the audience here? Are you in college? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think of college, of course, if you're a freshman or sophomore, even high school. High school was fun. I liked high school. Looking back, I wish college was a little more like high school. Not because I liked my teachers or because I liked waking up and having to go to class at 7:30. But I don't know. I had a lot more fun in high school. I got to joke around a lot more. And in college, I don't talk to anybody. And now everything's on Zoom, so I don't even, I'm not putting my camera on in Zoom, even there to make jokes. I see these people on Barstool that are, staging fake break-ins. And I just think, what class makes you have your camera on? Half my teachers don't even need you to show up to class. They just record the lecture and you watch it whenever you want. Which reminds me, my math professor records his lectures, not even through Zoom, but just records them uploads them to Zoom. They're like 30 minutes long. Or uploads them, sorry, not to Zoom, but to like our school social page, like grade book and everything, like the place you can go in and access them. They're like 25-minute lectures, and you watch them, but you have to watch them at the same time as you're in a Zoom meeting with the teacher, and he just sits there in silence, waiting for anyone to like ask a question about the lecture. But obviously, I'm watching these lectures, and I'm already stupid. So I'm paying attention as much as I can, and then every maybe 15 seconds he goes, all right, we've got another question in the chat here. And then he goes on for about 10 minutes explaining the question. I mean, that's all right. That's good and fun. You know, if we were in an actual class, that's understandable. If we were going through lectures, if everyone was at the same pace in the video, everyone at the same pace in the lecture, and then someone raises their hand, at least we're on the same page of like what they're asking questions about. But if you're 10 minutes into the video and someone else is 2 minutes into the video and they have a question at the 2-minute mark and you already passed that and are with flying colors and you're already into the lecture, then it's very annoying to have to sit and listen to these guys talk. And I get you could just leave the meeting, but I don't know. That makes me uncomfortable to just leave the class. The teacher, they can see who's in the class right now. You get marked on attendance and stuff. I don't want to just bail out just because every time he talks I get sick of hearing his voice. But gosh, it is annoying. I mean, it's not too bad. Well, no, it is too bad. I don't know why I said that. But the least I can do is watch the lectures at double speed, and they're over within 13 minutes. And then I just go make breakfast or whatever while I'm still on the Zoom call. Without my camera on, obviously. I can't have it on or they'll know I'm blowing it off. I'm still drinking coffee every morning. I'm big into cinnamon rolls. Not much has changed in the last year. I'm trying to grow out a beard. Not really. I'm trying. But once I can completely grow a full beard, then I'll grow it out. As of right now, I'm not going to be one of these weaklings who like can grow half a sideburn and a pedophile mustache and then think, oh, well, I might as well keep this going since I got some facial hair. No, that's not allowed. Hopefully you guys are on the same page as me when it comes to me telling people what is okay and what is not okay on this podcast, because this is going to be me ranting every once in a while about what's not okay. Until you can grow at least a full section. Like if you can't grow sideburns, but you can grow a wicked mustache, that's fine. Grow your mustache. But keep the sideburns shaved, clean shaven, up until the point where you can grow out the complete section. And obviously sideburns, you have to be able to grow both of them out. You can't just grow one. Same with the little chin music. You know what I mean? You can't only have patches here and there and then just let it grow because you got a little stubble under your bottom lip there. Everything there's the mustache, the beard, and the sideburns. Sideburns are obviously together, and you can't neck beards. Obviously not okay. Even if you can grow a full beard, and you just shave your whole face but let the neck grow. That doesn't even make sense. What is that for? It looks like you're just wearing a barbershop turtleneck. It's disgusting, to be completely honest. It's revolting. And if I can't believe I have to say it. Hopefully everyone already in life is on the same page as that. Obviously, if you're not, you got your own problems. I'm sorry. Looking around my room here, see what the heck else I can talk about. I haven't played Xbox in a long time. Just got HBO, watching The Sopranos. Great show so far. I watched the show Autopsy. I highly recommend this show, Autopsy, on HBO. It's a true crime show. They interview this, what's it called? Autopsologist? You know, the guy that does the autopsy. Kinesiology or something. He's doing the autopsies. I don't know how much is true about how much leeway or how much. Hang on. So he's basically telling these stories about true crimes that were committed, where he came in and solved the whole case because of the autopsy. And he's like, hey, I found a piece of chewing gum in this guy's rectum, and it fit a perfect someone else's tooth gap. And obviously we know that Chelsea over here is the only one with a tooth gap, so it must have been her gum. Now, what would her gum be doing in this guy's rectum? That's a good question, obviously, and that's why they pay him the big bucks. But then he was going on and saying, like, hey, I talked to the DA, and I told the DA, like, hey, I remember a case just like this from 1985. You should go check out Roger Stallone over there. And he was just saying, like, he ran the whole case. I don't know. I don't know how much of that is believable or not. Regardless, it's still a cool show, even with a little bit of fiction. Like Ace Ventura said, fiction can be fun, and he was right. So I'm kind of not staying in one place here, but the show Autopsy, true crime show where they just play like 15 different cases where this guy came in and solved the case with forensic science and the autopsy and everything, even like years after these people were killed or died, whether they were murdered or not, is a mystery. But they can like dig up the bodies 3 years later and still be like, oh, well, he still had skin cells from this pervert that was trying to milk him on the day he was murdered. It's pretty interesting. So it's from like the 90s, I think, and I'm pretty sure there's only one season. But if you have HBO or HBO Max, go check that show out, because I had never heard of it until some guy at work told me about it, and it's pretty cool. Also, another guy at work told me to watch the show Chernobyl, and I got about 5 minutes into it, and I was just like, this ain't my kind of show. I don't know. I'm into Breaking Bad, Sopranos. I used to like The Office back in 8th grade when no one else knew about it, and I like just got Netflix. You know, this is I don't know how many years ago. This is 6 years ago now. Where I just got Netflix and decided to watch The Office, and I was the only one that knew about it. I showed all my friends The Office, and obviously it had been out. It was a show on NBC, duh. But it was already over at this point. But none of my friends knew about it. Hang on, I might burp here. Sorry. None of my friends knew about the show, so I showed it to them. I was big into The Office. I watched like 4 times, and then it spread like complete wildfire. There was just a time where everyone was watching The Office, and then it just kind of turned me off. It was just like, all right, I'm not gonna. I already don't like doing things that everyone like. Same thing with the parties. Like I'm not just gonna go to a party just because everyone else thinks that's cool. Like if I think it's cool, I'll go, but I'm not gonna do it just because I want other people to think I'm cool. Same thing with The Office. I'm not gonna watch The Office just because everyone else thinks it's popular. So, when everyone else started catching on The Office, it was like, all right, this isn't fun anymore. It's not like my own thing anymore. I don't really like it. And now in college, like freshman year, we would have to introduce ourselves and say a fun fact about ourselves, because apparently as 18, 19-year-olds, that was still like a cool thing to do. Hey, say your name and where you're from and cool fact. And how many people that were quoting stuff about like had any of their fun facts be about The Office was astounding. It was like, hey, I'm Rebecca. I'm from Wisconsin, and I've seen every episode of The Office 15 times. And someone else would stand up and be like, I watched The Office too. I can quote every episode. Someone else would stand up with like Schrute Farm shirt on and be like, hey, you think you like The Office? I have Dwight's bobblehead on a keychain in my car. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Just weird stuff that was like, you do realize that's not like a unique thing to like The Office. It's one of the greatest shows, most popular shows of all time. So do you think you're surprising anyone by saying that you also like the most popular show of all time? I don't know. Maybe I'm critiquing too hard, but my favorite shows are ones that no one watches. Obviously, The Sopranos, same thing. Very popular show, but within my circles, within college students, it's not too popular with the people I've met, at least. And slowly, at least, I don't know. I'm scared to see what's going to happen with. I mean, Breaking Bad kind of already was like that. I'm scared to see what's going to happen with this. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Even Parks and Rec. Like when I watched Parks and Rec, no one really was into that show. And now it's like the go-to answer if you want a show you don't like The Office. Oh, I'm more into Parks and Rec. Like yeah, they were written by the same guy. It's no surprise that they're the same exact. They're very similar fan base wise. They have the same sense of humor in the show. Of course, all the actors are different. That goes without saying. But it was created by the same guy, was it not? The guy that plays freaking Dwight's cousin in The Office. I don't know. I hate TV shows. Speaking of things I hate. How about we say something I love? Every once in a while, when I hear a cool word, I write it in my memos, and I think, when I have to take another English class, this word is going into my story. Now today's word of the day is Facsimile. Today's word of the day is facsimile. I don't know what that word means. I just heard it and it sounded cool, so I wrote it down. But I'll look it up real quick. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you. I'm typing on my computer. Facsimile is an exact copy, especially of written or printed material. So hopefully that'll come in handy with you guys. The word facsimile. Use it in a sentence today and see if anyone gives you a, oh, look at you, tall glass of water. Now that I'm on my computer here, of course, we have to look at the stock market. I have lost $81 today. I made a bad call to invest in Tesla. Other than that, I really had been looking up, but I've lost $120 on my Tesla investment. I bought it when it was at $472, and now it's at $353. This is what happened with Tesla. Back in March, when Corona hit, like really hit America, I started a Robinhood account. Of course, that's a classic way to go, Robinhood. And Tesla stock was at like within $300. Let's see what it was at right now. Let's see what it was at in March. Sorry, let me find it here for you. It was at, hang on a sec, I gotta do some calculations because sorry, I just punched the mic. It was high 300s, or they say in the year time span they said, wait, $72. Sorry, this is embarrassing. I don't have a calculator here. All right, it was $360 at its lowest point, but it was probably a little lower than that. But after, if you look at the year span, they're not going to give you the exact prices. They're just going to give you the average of that week or whatever. Regardless, it was at $300 some, and I didn't buy it. And I was kicking myself for not buying it because I watched it climb up and up and up, and it went up to $2,000 a share. Even with one share of that, I would have made $1,700. Well, they did a split, which in the stock market world means they took, I'm still a complete beginner with stocks, but they did a five stock split. So like for every one share you had, you'd get 5. Altogether, you get, you'd end up with 5 if you had one. So they divided the share price per share divided by 5, and then went down to $400 a share. And that day I was like, all right, it's down to $400. I'll see how it goes. And it went up to $470 or something. So I bought it at $470, and it kept climbing. It went up to like $500 something that day. And I was like, all right, this is a good sign. It's going to go back up to 2,000. Well, I think something happened, like they didn't make it on the S&P 500 or whatever the heck that means. I don't know. But their stock has been declining since. And since it was at that 500, it's gone down to, like, right now it's at like 380 or something. Let me click again. Sorry for the clicking of the slide. It's at $353. So it's really, like I said earlier, I guess. Yeah, I'm down quite a chunk of change here, whereas my other investments were pretty good. But obviously my nest egg here is getting a little destroyed thanks to Tesla. Maybe it'll turn around, who knows? All I can say is use the word facsimile in a sentence. Don't buy Tesla stock, no matter how low it goes. Please don't buy it. Do yourself a favor. And of course, don't watch The Office. And do watch the show Autopsy. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of the new White Coffee with Harrison Brinker. I may have ranted a little bit, but that's what this is going to be here for. Of course, if you want to add anything to the conversation, you can comment below or tweet me _H_Brinker on Twitter. That's a stupid username, I know, but I made it back in the day. I know you can change it, but I don't really feel like it. I know the underscore in the beginning of the name is stupid, but it's _H_Brinker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll be back next week with episode 2.